In the studio is another member of the Connecticut Early Childhood Alliance. Every third Tuesday of the month, we like to feature a different member to sort of show us what's available out there in Connecticut, and sometimes we try to hone it in on the Bridgeport area, right here in our specific area. Janet Alfano is joining us today. She is the Executive Director of the Diaper Bank. Janet, thank you so much for coming in. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Now, the Diaper Bank, what a perfect name, because it sort of really lets us know exactly what it's all about. First off, just kind of give us what the Diaper Bank is.
Sure. We're a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and what we do is we provide diapers to families in need by fundraising and collecting diapers and distributing those diapers through organizations and agencies that are serving low-income families in Bridgeport, but also Greater New Haven, Hartford, and Middletown. Now,
we're all aware of like the food banks, and does it work the same way? I mean, do you guys have shelves of diapers and people sort of come in and pick what they need?
We, somewhat similar to that, we are based on the model of a food bank, and we purchase diapers in bulk, and we also collect diapers through diaper drives, and then we distribute them to the agencies that are already serving those families. So we actually are doing our distribution to the agencies so that we can reach more children that way.
Now, why does this sound very young to me? Is this not been around for a long period of time?
Our diaper bank was established in 2004 by our founder, Joanne Goldblum, and she saw this need directly as a social worker in the New Haven community. And then started the bank from there. There actually was one in existence before ours in the southern Arizona area.
Okay. So really it's not that old. I mean, you're talking right. 2000 post at that particular time. But and we were talking as we were coming into the studio. I have an 8-month-old. I know exactly how important diapers are and just how many diapers one goes through before that glorious time of potty trained and going from that particular time. But how many diapers on average I would assume you would have these types of statistics. Does a family of just one child, how many diapers do they go through a child's life?
Yeah. Oh, well, depending on the age. So, for instance, a newborn would probably be more 10 to 12. It's thousands and thousands of diapers, as you can imagine. And, we distribute hundreds and thousands of diapers every month. And it's not the full family supply of the diapers. So while we know we're meeting a great need, it's not their full need.
Oh, sure. But it complements what they're able to do. Now, because I think I've seen very creative fundraising efforts by the Diaper Bank. I mean, it's such, you can do such a play on it to where you really can get a lot of curiosity and explain some of the different drives that you guys have had in the past.
One of our favorite drives to do is, in fact, a diaper drive, and we actively engage schools and faith-based organizations to do this kind of activity. It's really fun, and it also raises awareness about the issue, about the impact that the lack of access to diapers has on really many families. Families are unable to bring their kids to daycare. If they don't have a supply of diapers, you have to bring your child with a supply of diapers. So, and it's a learning experience, but it's also fun, and we really have great success with diaper drives. We are also adding a new component this year, a virtual drive.
Oh, what is that?
So it's a web-based option that allows you to, quote-unquote, purchase diapers, but at our price because we buy in bulk. So if you don't have the ability to store a lot of diapers in terms of holding a drive, you can actually do it online and host it at your organization.
Now, which I've seen a lot of. I've seen the organizations, sort of the different companies get involved, whether it's, the third floor does a drive, the fourth floor does a drive. Do you guys also work with manufacturers of diapers and your big, Walmarts and Babies R Us's of the world? I mean, do you work with them to try and get a good quantity of diapers as well?
Right now we work with directly with a manufacturer who does a quality diaper for us, and we certainly welcome any assistance from any company like Walmart, or we typically would purchase initially from BJ's, which has been a great partner of ours, but of course we would partner with anyone. We have some support from Huggies diapers as well, but certainly we welcome support from any corporate sponsor or donor, we would look for that. Of course.
Now, I would assume since 2004, when the diaper bank was first put into 2012, wow, has the economy looked a little different, you know? And so many times we talk about non-perishable food items and how families are in that type of circumstance for the first time. They never thought that they would ever be there. Yeah. And the same time, having a child, you know, whether it's planned, not planned, whatever the case may be, there are needs to a child. There are, of course, the basic essentials, and diapers is a basic essential that children need. So I would assume that the need is greater now than it was back in 2004.
Right. The need really is greater, and many folks find themselves, as you said, in situations where maybe a few years back they weren't in those situations and they had children, and now, you know, one parent has lost a job, both parents have lost a job, funds are tight. It's really difficult, and at a time where our need is greatest, you know, it's also hard for us to fundraise. You know, folks have less disposable income. When our need is the greatest, we're in a position of having to cut back a bit in terms of how many diapers we can distribute each month to meet that need. But, you know, what we really know is our need is essential. We can't do it without the help of, you know, the great community supporters that we have, and our families need this more than ever.
Sure. Now, is there assistance through, because I don't know, food stamps or WIC, or is there any sort of assistance when it comes to diapers? I know when it comes to food and formula and stuff, but is there anything for diapers?
Thank you for bringing that point up. There actually is no assistance for diapers. You can't use, you know.
How do they not determine that diapers are as essential? I mean, I don't know if you can say as essential as food, but food goes in. You know what I mean? I mean, I think every mother and father would say diapers are very essential.
Right. They're essential, you know, to the health and well-being of a child. They're essential to the parent's ability to work or go to school. You know, they really are a basic need, and there are a lot of basic needs that aren't covered by, you know, the food stamp program or WIC or any other federal assistance program. These are the kinds of things that families are going without, quite frankly, and it's impairing, you know, the health and well-being of the families.
Janet, we're going to take a quick break for traffic and weather. When we come back, I kind of want to let people know if they're in need, how do they get a hold of you, and if they're, you know, an individual or a company that would like to get involved and start something with you, how they go about doing that. So we'll take a quick break. Janet Alfano is our guest. As we said, she is the executive director of the Diaper Bank right here in Connecticut. Let's take a break for now. We do have temperatures in the lower 50s as we continue our conversation with Janet Alfano. As we said, she is the executive director of the Diaper Bank. And it's real simple exactly what the Diaper Bank is. It's an organization that does what it can to help complement families who are in need of diapers for young children. And here's the thing. Diapers isn't just a newborn. I mean, you have people that, you know, 2 years old, around that age, people are kind of in that, the babies are in that potty training type mode. So you have a long period of time, and if you're averaging, on average, 5 diapers a day, let's say. I mean, newborns, it's a lot more, but after that, about 5 diapers a day, whatever the case is. Do the math and how many diapers somebody needs. This organization can only do as much as they can. If somebody right now is listening, say they live in the Bridgeport area or they're driving around, and they have this need, that there is a definite shortage of diapers at the home, they're unable to make ends meet, they're choosing between diapers and electricity and these types of things, what can they do as they're listening to sort of figure out how they can utilize the services that you provide?
Best bet is to give us a call at our number, which is 203-934-7009. As I said, this is really a tough time for the folks that we serve, and also us in terms of being able to meet the need that we know we already don't meet in the communities. So we are always looking for, one, if you have this need, certainly talk about it with your, you know, local, state, and federal officials and legislators. It's something that we're trying to do is raise awareness about this issue, and we really need, you know, folks in the community to say, this is really a concern for me. It impacts my ability to keep my child healthy and attend work, bring my child to daycare.
Now, will they have to come to a specific location to pick up, or do you guys do drop-off services?
Well, we would love to do that, but what we do is we partner, as I said, with agencies in the community, and we try to match individuals up with agencies that maybe provide another service that they might need. So it is best to give us a call directly.
Sure. You know, when I was talking to Jessica, who really helps organize these interviews every month, she said that the Diaper Bank is a relatively young member of the Early Childhood Alliance, and I'm thinking to myself, it's really a no-brainer, though. When you think about while a child is doing anything, whether it's learning, whether it's crawling, they have a diaper on. Or they should have a diaper on. Through everything that they're doing while they're developing through life, at the early stages of life, early childhood, they have a diaper on. And some families, dread having to go in public or whatever because they can't afford diapers, they can't do whatever, which is a very important part of a child's learning and socializing with other individuals. To me, it's what a good partnership to be a part of this, because everywhere a child is, there's a diaper, at least 3 or 4 diapers, hopefully in a bag, just in case,
Right. And we also know, there's a lot written about healthy child development and all the things that parents should do to stimulate the brain activity of their child. Well, if parents can't meet those basic needs for their children, they really aren't going to be able to focus on all of those really enriching and valuable activities that we know are so important to children, particularly in their first years of life.
If your child doesn't have food, if your child doesn't have diapers, that's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about, are they developing at a level with another child? Am I reading to my child enough? You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about, can we just get through the next 15 minutes because I don't want another accident type of thing.
Exactly.
Now, if somebody's listening on the flip side, they don't necessarily need diapers, but they would like to start the brainstorming. Like I said, the Diaper Bank, very creative ways of collecting diapers. I remember when I had Irene Cornish from the Stratford schools. I remember she called in once and said that somebody had come to the schools and dropped off diapers right where she was at, and I think you guys were like, yep, we'll come over, we'll pick them up, that kind of stuff. How do they go about organizing that type of thing, or maybe even on an individual basis donating?
Sure. Again, they could call us at 203-934-7009 or go to our website at www.thediaperbank.org. We have some materials about how to host a diaper drive or how to organize a diaper drive. And if someone is interested in donating dollars, we can make our dollars go further because we purchase so many diapers in bulk. We are going to have the second annual Mother's Day Sponsor a Baby campaign, which for $250, you can sponsor the cost of our diapers for a baby for a year. So we're really looking to get that started around, starting now through Mother's and Father's Day. And certainly you can go to our website in order to do that. We accept credit cards online, but we'll take checks as well.
Sure.
Every little bit helps.
Now, with what you said, although the image of having all the diapers show up is great for newspapers, is it actually better to donate money to you?
It is. We can make our dollars go further.
Okay.
We can purchase them much more cheaply than you would if you were to go to your local
okay, that's good to know. I mean, like I said, the photo op with the diapers in the truck in the back, that's all great for publicity, but is it actually more beneficial to give money so you guys can make it stretch a little farther?
Yeah, we can make the dollar stretch farther. Of course, we certainly are grateful and appreciative for any diapers, but yes, we can make the dollars go farther.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Janet, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate you coming in, and maybe we can partner up for a diaper bank type of event to try and raise awareness about this even more as we go through the year. Once again, the phone number 203-934-7009. That's 203-934-7009. That's for a person in need and a person who would like to supply diapers or cash or money, and also the website, which is thediaperbank.org, thediaperbank.org, for more information. Janet, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Janet Alfano, as we said, the Executive Director of the Diaper Bank.